Game of Thrones Season 8, the official trailer. Finally, we're here. It's been a long time coming. We promised Christmas. Didn't come out on Christmas. And I'm joined today by Aaron, the Nerd Suit Monkey. How you doing, Aaron?
Hand up on that one. I thought we could get one by HBO and accept them into releasing a trailer on our terms, but sadly, we're about 3 months too late.
Yeah, but Christmas in March. Hey, no significant holidays in March, right? St. Patrick's Day. Now we have this.
And my birthday. That's pretty significant.
Well, debatable.
I know death. He's got many faces. I look forward to seeing this one.
Yeah, so let's get right into this trailer. Just right off the bat, just show a couple clips here. It's one of the best trailers I think they've ever released. I think it's one of the best trailers I've ever seen. I've watched it about 20 times. It's not an exaggeration.
It was honestly perfect, and we had... I know I put a poll out that said, like, do you even want a trailer at this point? Because I feel like a lot of people were saying that they didn't want a trailer. But once I saw this, I'm like...
Well, it's a perfect trailer, too. Because it's things that are happening that we know are going to happen. They're going to fight. But there's no significant moments that were really spoiled. It was just a nice group of clips of characters, obviously, that we're very familiar with. But let's start from the very beginning, starting this trailer off with Arya and the look on her face in this shot. When was the last time that you saw Arya genuinely scared by anything?
It looked straight out of a horror movie.
It did.
It's sort of like a horror vibe, and obviously that makes sense given the impending situation. Kind of like, and kind of the connection, Arya, Maisie Williams, New Mutants. Remember that first trailer for New Mutants?
Mm-hmm.
I kind of made that connection in my head, but yeah, this was like, and the voiceover, she sounds so confident too, but here she looks terrified. And I was kind of thinking to myself, like, yeah, keep that energy when you see the Night King staring across the field. It's going to be a little different.
Well, that's the thing, too, is she running from the Night King, that this might be the end of the Battle of Winterfell. And it looks like this trailer is just from the first 3 episodes and that it focuses on the build-up to the Battle of Winterfell. This might be the very end of the battle, where all hope is lost, some of the major characters are dead, and those White Walkers are in the castle. And she's running for her life, literally. Maybe she doesn't have her dagger anymore. She lost it. She doesn't have any dragon glass. It's hard to tell, but we also see Davos in this shot. Nice to see Davos. I think it's the only shot we see of him walking on the walls of Winterfell. What about Varys? He's an able-bodied man. He's there with the women and children, like Cersei during the Blackwater. You think he's just drinking wine and, like... talking shit to somebody else?
Yeah.
To the new Varys?
Sansa?
Yeah, right. Yeah. Him and Sansa. It's just part 2. Get out there and fight, dude.
I mean...
Jon Snow in Season 7's like every man, boy, girl, animal. But Varys is like, I can't do this.
He's probably thinking, like, I'll probably just be in the way. That's what I would be like. I'd be like, hey, I would just be in the way. So
you could
guys
be a meat
handle
shield.
A meat shield?
Yeah, you could be in the way. That could help.
No, just let it go. Is this even during the battle, you think? Or maybe they're just...
That's gotta be. What do you think? Varys has got a prayer group in the crypts of Winterfell?
I mean, I don't know. Just
it would be a funny sight to see Varys fight, though. It would be ridiculous to see.
Shall we sing a hymn?
1,000 blades of Aegon's enemy. Yeah, and that shot of Arya, that's not cat's paw, right? Dagger. That looks like just a dragon glass dagger, and it looks like Arya. Maybe she's talking to Jon in this scene. Because it looks like somebody's explaining to her what's actually happening because she still has no idea. Maybe she talked to Sansa, and Jon's got the daggers coming back to Winterfell.
That makes sense.
Gendry. Could be a nice Gendry reunion.
Ooh.
Yeah.
That's one that gets left out. It's like Jon, Arya, and I feel like Gendry and Arya, I mean, from a viewer perspective, they have the better relationship. Jon, we only get the first episode, really.
Mm-hmm.
So...
Yeah, a lot of history there. But yeah, we talked about the contrast of the confidence and the fear that Arya says, I'm familiar with death. Let's see what this guy got. He's like, I am death. I am death personified. And just a little note, the transition from Arya's narration to that music and the April 14th date. It was just so good.
The music in this trailer is absolutely wonderful, and the cinematography, absolutely insane.
Yeah.
It's ridiculous. I think we talked about it too in our Revisited. The way they use practical and natural landscape with the CGI, it makes it look so realistic. And they're able to it's a big budget for TV, but they're able to do this is better than $200 million movie budgets.
Yeah, it is because of that combination. Because if you read that cover story, how many nights were they shooting this battle? For like 3 months? Yeah, in this shot we see Silence, Euron Greyjoy's ship, and he's bringing over the Golden Company. And this casting was confirmed, actually, back in October. Harry Strickland, the leader of the Golden Company.
You sure it's not young Griff?
You want it to be young Griff.
I was trying to stretch so hard. I'm like, maybe it's not too late. Maybe he's got the blonde hair. He's ready to go. But yeah, sadly it's not. Who knows?
It would be interesting.
I think.
But that looks blonde, not silver. And they do give Daenerys the silver tinge.
Yeah, no, I think at this point, they're basically going to take the young Griff storyline and the eventual whatever happens with the Golden Company just without him. So
Yeah.
I feel like you can do without him, I guess, because it would be no point in bringing him this late in the game when you could have developed him 2 seasons ago. So
Yeah, we'll talk about that a little later because there's another shot with Strickland and Euron in the throne room in the Red Keep. And this shot here, we have Tormund, Beric, Dondarrion, and Dolorous Edd. And the first thing that came to mind in terms of where they are, I was thinking the Night Fort, maybe. Because the Night Fort, we've seen it before with Bran and Mira in Season 3, when they were trying to get past the wall and Sam lets them through. But there are some secrets from the Night Fort that might be expanded upon in the books, but maybe we'll get some of that in the show. But this could be, I don't know, this could be one of the castles on the wall. This could be Winterfell. Because Eastwatch was destroyed.
weren't they by Eastwatch when the dragon came?
Mm-hmm.
So
Yeah.
that's a good point. They could be looking for something or just trying to regroup after all that destruction. They've seen it firsthand. They need to get back. Maybe they're trying to get some Night's Watchmen to go to Winterfell. Because anything you can grab at this point.
And in this shot right here with Bran and Sam, very interesting dynamic they had in Season 7, where they discovered the truth about Jon Snow's heritage, that Rhaegar was his father. And Bran has the voice over here talking about everything you've done has led to this moment. And obviously that could be attributed to every character in this trailer, because destiny does play a big role in this show. Sam, it's funny too, because in the EW story they talked about how he was going to fight with Heartsbane.
That's what I was thinking too. Like with, I think we were talking about it. I lose track of time, but we were talking about, Sam's got to give that to like some big, like some Tormund or something.
Yeah, Tormund the Hound.
But it'd be kind of nice to see Sam with his family sword actually doing something of use with it, like his father always said he couldn't do. But now he's out there with Heartsbane, this Valyrian steel heirloom, and he's front lines.
Yeah, and Isaac Hempstead White said that Bran is going to be less robotic in Season 8. I'm not sure if that makes sense, if they're going to take him so far to the edge.
Maybe he's getting used to it. I mean, I was rewatching Season 6. I don't know if it's Max von Sydow's just delivery and just like his natural speaking voice, but he doesn't seem as robotic. It might just be like that charisma in his voice. Like he's such a well-respected and been acting for so long. Whereas Bran's might come off robotic, but his came off like very stoic and commanding.
Yeah, that's what we need to see with Bran. Maybe it does make sense that he went so far in one direction, then he kind of scales it back because he is getting used to his power, where the information, he's not getting that kind of sensory overload anymore.
So Three-Eyed Raven, he was pretty, he wasn't very...
He's kind of one-dimensional.
Yeah, but I guess...
But he was still there. He was still a human.
Yeah.
He had an awareness of the people around him. Bran was very robotic. But yeah, then we have a shot of King's Landing here, and then we have Cersei and Qyburn, and Qyburn's giving Cersei this look right now, thinking, I think we're making the wrong decision here. You see,
stop on this picture, because Cersei has that Cersei smile. He's like,
yeah,
are you sure?
Yeah.
Like and the mountain. He's just like, I'm just happy to be
here
here.
To look good, yeah.
Yeah.
It's the funniest part about this whole trailer is that every main character is in one location except for Cersei. She still can't just fucking let go of this shit.
I know.
The apocalypse is here, and she's sipping wine. She's planning to go to war with Daenerys and Jon. She's so ridiculous.
I mean, we'll expand
She
more.
has to see the Night King. They have to lock eyes at one point.
We'll expand upon this more when we get our Season 8 previews out, but it's so interesting to see, like you mentioned, everyone's up north. She's still in King's Landing, but we know that Cersei has to die somehow, right?
Yeah.
And she has to meet up because the theories of Jaime doing it, Tyrion being the one. Do they get pushed down south? How do we bridge that gap? And that's interesting to see going forward.
Yeah, in this moment here, it's cool. It's like a nice little callback to Season 1 when Bran Stark climbs the towers of Winterfell to watch King Robert and his host come to Winterfell for the first time. And this is probably just an unnamed character, but he's watching Jon and he's watching the Dragon Queen come to Winterfell for the first time. It's a great moment for them, for the people of Winterfell. Obviously, they're going to be scared, they're going to be timid, but yeah, seeing Jon and Daenerys with that with the Unsullied host, it's a great shot.
I bet he's out there fighting.
That little kid, probably, yeah. And then Sansa sees the dragon for the first time. It's always cool because I think the season 7 kind of lost this when characters would see dragons for the first time and they kind of wouldn't react. But now we're kind of getting some of that awe with Sansa seeing Drogon and Rhaegal for the first time. Looking good. Yeah, and then we have Daenerys and Jon in the crypts, and Daenerys kind of approaches Jon like, damn, we got a lot of shit to take care of, don't we?
I think he's looking at Lyanna. He might have found out already at this point. And he's like kind of longing, and she's coming like, hey, don't worry. Targaryens have wed siblings for years.
Maybe.
Get back to bed.
Maybe this is, yeah, right. Take off your fucking clothes. Maybe this is that moment, because that's going to put a rift in their relationship. That's weird. They're just not going to pick up, and it's not going to be business as usual. You got some things to discuss there.
It's like, oh, thank God we're Targaryens.
Right, yeah. If they were, or phrase.
At this point, if you're not incest in your household, then you're the outlier.
No, yeah, they've normalized it, yeah. Taboo has become normalized. Taboo is just regular relationships now. No, but that is a good point, and I can't wait for Jon to find out about his mother. More so his mom than even Rhaegar. It's going to be cool to know that he's a Targaryen, but his mom is the one thing that always stuck with him. Who was she? Does she care? So that's going to be a great moment. And this scene right here, Gendry just forging shit. I love scenes like this. Just fucking building shit. He's all sweaty.
He's looking like he's about to take Storm's End and then take a girl right after. He is fucking killing it right now.
Yeah.
He's got the fresh cut. Oh, let's go, Gendry. I was sleeping on Gendry. I was thinking back, like trying to get ready for season 8, and people talking like I hear all this hype for Gendry. I'm like, Gendry, build some shit, man. Give me this, and now I'm back on Gendry.
Some spears, all that shit.
You think they'll be brought up again? How he's Robert's bastard, or you think that's kind of like when Melisandre showed him the thing at King's Landing? That's kind of it. Like, you think they'll play a big part in his character this season, or it's kind of just whatever?
I'm not sure. It's because a lot of people think there are people that want him to rule,
be the king,
yeah, of everything. Mm-hmm. They want him to get the Iron Throne, but the Stormlands, especially.
I mean, it kind of bonded him and Jon. Like it was kind of like Robert and Ned Stark.
I was just watching that episode the other day, and it was such a great scene. He's like, hey, I'm Gendry, I'm Robert Baratheon's bastard. Mm-hmm. And it was cool to see a new version of Ned and Rob. This shot right here, too, of Jorah kind of doing the on his horse, leaving skid marks. Seeing the enemy for the first time. I mean, for him, the second time. But now it's them in full force. It's the entire army. And this is and also the voiceover here by Jon talking about how our enemy, they don't tire, they don't stop, they don't feel. And then matching that up with the scene of Grey Worm and Missandei kissing for the first, for possibly the last time. Maybe Grey Worm dies. People are going to die. People are losing
it's hard to wrap my brain around that, because usually it's like, just Ned or Rob. I mean, it's been spread out. Now it's just like, if half of you guys don't die, I'm going to be surprised.
And it's funny, too, because when we say that, we were disappointed that more people didn't die in Season 7.
We're fucking sick bastards.
It's weird because this show has always told us that it's going to be realistic. So if you have a bunch of main characters in one battle, maybe half of them are going to die. And I think that's definitely going to happen in the Battle of Winterfell. And that's kind of how you make the story smaller moving forward in the last 3 episodes. This moment here, who do you think this is? That's a quick movement with the sword.
Thinking Brienne?
Is that Brienne? It looked like I don't know. It's not Jaime, right? Because there's no way he can get the sword in his right hand.
No, yeah, it is his right hand. Is it Tormund? Is it? Because look at the guy next to him. He's towering over, or she.
Yeah,
Brienne,
it's got to be one of the
Tormund,
big dudes. Yeah,
the Hound. I don't see the hair.
Well, Brienne was on the front.
So it looks like
lines.
it's a little short hair, but you could get pushed back.
It could be the Hound, because there's a shot later where it's a close up, and behind him there's fire. Could be the Hound. But this next moment is my favorite of the trailer. Just Jaime on the walls, just shouting something. Rah! That's my favorite moment of the trailer. Just him fighting with all the good guys. It's awesome. You know?
It's nice to see. It's I think Jaime's character arc, I feel like it's gonna be capped off so perfectly this season.
Yes.
So I feel like he's gonna resort back, not necessarily like to the person he was, but he's gonna have to do something that would kind of cap off his arc from going as a hated character to a beloved. I feel like he's gonna do something where it either exemplifies his newfound heroism, or something that kind of reverts into the dishonorable moniker that was labeled on him for all those years.
Will Jaime kill the Night King in season 8? Stay tuned.
Hmm.
This shot right here of the throne room, and like you said in the beginning, obviously it's such an obvious thing to say that the whole trailer has a very scary vibe to it, but there's something different. It feels different from other seasons, that there is this dread hanging over every single shot in this trailer. And the throne room right here, it just looks scary. And we have Harry Strickland, we have Euron Greyjoy coming to meet Cersei Lannister. And we talked about this before. What is she going to do in season 8? It's such a wild card. I think her and Tyrion, really. Because like we said, the Golden Company, they have such a different role in the books. Are they going to morph that by getting rid of the young Griff character, but somehow incorporating the Golden Company's history with the Blackfyre family? It's strange. I think my theory is that the Golden Company is going to end up betraying Cersei. That was Melisandre's job in season 7 when she left, was to convince the Golden Company to fight with the Dragon Queen again. If you're not going to be able to fight for a Blackfyre, if young Griff is not in the show, then a Targaryen is the next best thing.
They don't even have to mention Blackfyre, really.
No, they don't. No,
they can just say they're always they're founded by some old Targaryen, 100, whatever, how many years ago. I think that makes sense, where they just... And also, they might have got a hint to what's going on. Maybe we should try to be fighting for the living right now instead of just chilling back at King's Landing.
I wonder if...
It all depends what Cersei's plan is, because...
I have 2 questions. Do you think Cersei fights Jon and Daenerys in season 8? Is there a battle between the Crown and the North and Daenerys?
Quick little predictions. I think either... Because, like we said, they have to bridge the gap. Cersei has to be reunited with either Tyrion or Jaime or something like that, and they're all North. So either they get pushed back from Winterfell to King's Landing, and she closes the gates on them, and that's when either Jaime or Tyrion
Let me in.
They have to go in and try to convince her otherwise, end up killing her and opening the gates, and then they fortify there. But I don't know if there's really going to be that many battles, any big battles, or because Tyrion and Cersei had some kind of understanding in season 7, right? So maybe Tyrion, they send him as an envoy down, and maybe he ends up killing Cersei and taking control of the Lannister army and bringing reinforcements from the south.
My second question, does the Long Night come to Essos?
We're not going to see Essos, I don't think.
No. In the book, it looks like that's going to happen.
Oh, yeah, everything's going to get fucked up in the book.
This shot, too, man, of her drinking the wine. Yeah. Isn't she pregnant?
It's science.
I don't know, baby.
Hasn't
what
caught up.
Yeah, right. No, yeah, because alcohol has had no ill effects on Cersei thus far.
No.
I love in the book, too, how everybody kind of makes fun of her that she's getting a little chubby. She's got the wine belly.
But, yeah, people are pointing out she looks a little teary-eyed here. I had a couple comments, people saying that she might have had a miscarriage, because that's a big theory, too, especially with Maggie the Frog, that she'll only have 3 children. So a lot of people are saying that this baby won't be born. So
yeah, that's a good point.
But I feel like this is so soon after that where there would be no point. How would that drive the story, her being pregnant? There has to be something, I think, integral to the plot for that to make sense story-wise. So I'm not sure if that's the case. I think maybe it's just catching up to her, where she's just
she's feeling?
I don't know.
She's feeling a second emotion?
I don't know.
Rather than rage?
No, you're right. That's stupid. I'm stupid.
Well, it might have to do something, too, because people have theorized about the deal that she made with Tyrion.
Mm-hmm.
That if Tyrion did promise that your child is going to be the one who succeeds Daenerys, that will mold him to be the next king after Daenerys, and then that child dies in a miscarriage, then Cersei goes, well, there's my one chance, too, because I think she probably realizes that she's not going to beat Daenerys. So maybe that was the last hope of leaving a legacy, but yeah. It's still so funny to me that she's all the way in King's Landing. What are you doing? This shot here, I think this is probably the most beautiful shot of the trailer, the dragons flying in the north. And like you said, the combination of CGI and natural scenery, nobody has done that better. And the cinematography in this trailer, in this season, it's amazing what they're able to do with this budget. And just all the manpower that goes into creating this fantasy world. It feels so real, and it's just these small moments like this. This might be, like a 10-second scene, but this is what makes the world feel real. It's that extra effort.
Not even. It's 5 seconds, and it's just amazing, and it's just capped off by Arya. I think that's probably the same scene as Sansa when they fly over, right? But yeah, with the snowy background and the canyon mountain or whatever it is, and the dragons flying through it, it's unbelievable. It just looks incredible.
And then we have Grey Worm putting on his helmet. We have Jon Snow in the Werewoods. And we also have...
Grey Worm putting on... not Grey Wind. Grey Worm putting on his helmet. I was fucking pumped. Like, he's ready.
He was looking like a gangster.
He's like...
And then we had this shot of the Hound. So this is why I thought maybe this is connected to the previous scene of the fighter.
Yeah.
Obviously he doesn't like fire.
No, not a fan.
Not a fan.
Maybe he's like trying to like, all right, Hound, get it together. Come on.
Let me at him. He's fighting the fire. We got a bunch of zombies over here. And then we also have Jaime. And if you skip forward, I guess we'll go to that scene too. It looks like Jaime is in the same room as Daenerys. So that first meeting is probably going to be a little confrontational. You have the man that killed your father, even though she knows what her father was.
Yeah, they don't make Hallmark cards for that.
No, sorry, I killed your dad. Let's fight on the same side. But yeah, Jaime right here too. He's very firm in his stance. That I promised to fight with you guys, and that's what I'm gonna do. So maybe they're upset because of Cersei's decision not to fight with them to break that pact. So they're saying, "Why are you here?"
Hey, Bran told us you threw him out of a window. What's up with that, man?
Well, listen, man. I don't know. I was showing him something. He slipped. Yeah, and then we have Jon. He looks like he picks up a spear. I don't know if that is Jon. It probably is. And he's charging something. People have talked about, too, the ballista, Qyburn's ballista, that they're going to make dragon glass spears to try and take out that big boy. That big boy Viserion. Yeah.
That's sweet.
Yeah. Maybe get Bronn on that again. And then it's like it's another battle sequence here.
Is that a Jon Snow tracking shot, you think?
Oh, it's got to be, right? Well, this is the guys who I can't pronounce his name, right?
Yeah.
Hardhome, Battle of the Bastards. Miguel. It's Miguel. I know him. Mike. He's a friend of the channel. I saw a tweet with this picture here with Jon, Daenerys, and the dragons' family goals. It's a nice shot of them, the four of them.
Oh yeah, that's a squad right there. And they have like a bunch
taking
of
the
charred
kids out to eat.
Charred bones. They're feasting. This might be. I couldn't tell if if Jon and Daenerys are on their backs during that scene we were just talking about with them flying, but it kind of has the same landscape. It's the same time of day. It looks like the snowy backgrounds and setting. So this might be their first ride together.
Yeah, maybe they CGI'd them out so they don't spoil that.
Maybe, yeah. Because I was trying. I have terrible eyes to begin with, so.
Yeah, I didn't even look for that, but that's a good point. Jon riding Rhaegal is going to be one of the best moments of the show.
And Drogon, man, Rhaegal is a big boy. But right there in that scene, when you see their backs going towards them, he's towering over him.
He's Balerion the Black Dread, reincarnated. Nice shot of Sansa here, looking worried. There's a lot of stuff going on.
Yeah.
She's probably thinking, oh, man, I got to do fucking shitty X-Men movies after this. Then we have Arya, kind of twirling a spear here, fighting. This is what I love to see. You can't, obviously Varys can't fight, but Arya's going to fight.
Yeah, it's that same fiery background, so.
Yeah.
And it looks, I guess they're storming in the castle. They're fuck it, burn it up. Let's do something.
That's the thing. Is that Drogon's fire? Is that Rhaegal's fire? Or is that Viserion's fire?
It could just
be. It's just a combination of all of them.
You got to think they have fire arrows, fire catapults and stuff, because the dragon glass and Valyrian steel, you got the White Walkers, right? But you still need to take care of those whites.
Yeah,
they're swarming. So, and we had it too, I think in season 2 when they're planning the defense of King's Landing, and they're talking about when soldiers get scared, they drop things of wildfire, and next thing you know, there's a fire in your own castle. Could be the same thing where it's just utter chaos and people are dropping fire shit and it's just blowing up.
I wonder if they do have caches of wildfire in the north. But yeah, it's going to be chaos. And we have this shot here of Daenerys. And like I said, it looks like she's in the same room that Jaime was in, but she looks like she just got some bad news. And I think this could also tie into the scene with her and Jon in the crypts. Maybe she's reflecting on the newfound truth of Jon being her nephew. Mm-hmm. The implications of that are, like we always say, how much time do you have to spend on moments like this? But that's like an earth-shattering revelation for somebody that you banged your nephew or that you have family. It's like, hey, here's a relative. Here's your one relative. Now, what's going on with my man here? One shot in the trailer?
Tyrion, yeah.
One shot of him looking up at a dragon, maybe? The disrespect.
He looks conflicted. He looks scared. I don't know what he looks like here. It's
what is he gonna do in season 8?
game plan.
Drink?
He's got to get like the Valyrian steel or dragon glass on that axe. Does he get it back from Pod? Does Pod give him back the axe?
That moment would be funny if they made it like John and Jorah. It's like, this is your axe.
Yeah.
It's like, no, Pod, you give it to your kid one day. Yeah, it's just obviously we're going to cover this in a preview video about what Tyrion's going to do in season 8, and there's a lot of talk about betrayal. Once again, I don't know how much political narrative you're going to get in this season. I don't know how much you need, really. So Tyrion looks like he's a guy that's, I mean, he's one of the main characters. He didn't even get a voiceover in this trailer. It's a little disappointing to me. And then Drogon.
Unless the stuff that he's actually in is so major that you can barely even show what he's doing. Like, what if Tyrion is just fucking making moves? And like, oh, this is the only glimpse we get of Tyrion not scheming, wheeling, and dealing. Yeah, I'm sure. I'm sure there's
You're
like
spinning that, yeah.
I'm sure there's a shot of him just like chilling or doing something, or I don't know.
I saw the funniest meme. It was like dragons can't blow out their candles on their birthday.
It's kind of sad.
Yeah. So they just keep relighting them. This is a bigger and bigger flame. But Drogon, I mean,
Talk about a metaphor for life, huh?
This scene, it's dark.
It looks like he's
Is he indoors somewhere? He doesn't fit.
No, it kind of looks like when Tyrion goes to visit.
Yeah.
And the shot of him looking up is kind of reminiscent of that too, even though he's clearly in the daylight and
Don't eat the hell.
and Drogon is in the darkness. But like when I just watched this episode too, when he goes to first sees Rhaegal and Viserion, and they kind of just come up out of nowhere, and you see the fire building in their mouth, and you get that, it illuminates a little.
But he let it loose.
Oh no, yeah, he was.
There's no holding back here. Maybe that's young Griff trying to ride Drogon. It's Quentin Martell.
Yeah, I was about to say that. I feel bad for him. What was he thinking? It's like, yeah, we got Targaryen blood in us somehow.
Stand back. In this moment here too, it's the final moment of the trailer. It's the beginning of the battle where we see Brienne and Pod on the front lines.
What the hell is he doing?
He looks fucking ready. He's pissed.
He's like been training for like 3 weeks.
I know, and he's angry though. No, yeah, he got called up from the D League though, and they just stuck him in there. That's next man up.
I'm such a coward when I think about it. I would be in the fucking last row in the back.
Yes,
Just
I'd be
like,
I'd be with Varys.
I'll watch the flank. Oh, you're not even going out there.
Yeah, I'm in the crypts with Varys.
It's like when
I do wonder that though. Would you be so psyched up or?
Oh, I would be so scared.
Yeah, me too.
It's like I would play dead. I would do anything. It's like when Great John was insulted that he didn't lead the Vanguard for Robb Stark. I'm like, dude, that's like the best thing ever. You're not going to be first to die? Awesome. Sign me up.
Jorah looks terrified in the scene. It looks like he was crying.
Maybe Lyanna just died.
Axe to the head.
Yeah, you'll get that in about 3 weeks.
Yeah. Nice little call forward. And the 2 feet, the dead horse. White Walkers are here. I thought we were going to see Big Daddy Ice, but
you save him.
Yeah, you save. Did you see that cover he had though? That EW cover?
He was looking fresh.
Yeah, fucking national cover for the Night King.
They hooked him up. He's an ugly dude, man.
Yeah, he doesn't take care of his skin.
No.
He's got dry skin.
Well, it's cold, you know.
Get him some. What is the product that Shaq always advertise? Gold Bomb.
Yeah.
Gold Bomb lotion. Yeah, but great trailer, man.
We're ready to go. I mean, if you're new here, stick around. Gearing up for season 8. It's gonna be a hell of a time, and I'm trying not to think that is the final season, right? Because that's like final season. It's like, oh wait, final season? Damn.
It's crazy to think that we're gonna sit down and watch the final episode of Game of Thrones. What a feeling that's gonna be.
I'm gonna fucking cry my eyes out.
I'm going to be very drunk, like D&D said.
After.
It's like we're to celebrate a championship. But we're sad.